As it turned out, my drill was right here, and I decided to just pop this pickup. Cavity is very clean. Some overspray in there from the paint, which is nice. They didn't go all the way in. There's massive wires in here, which are just barely noticeable here, the yellow ones on the screen. I can't lift the guitar at this point because I've got this in my hand and the screws are still in the slots that are coming up here to go to the switch. So we got a gray, a yellow, and an orange coming to the switch. So I'll find out where those are going when I get that open down there. There's a little bit of sawdust under the edge of this, but compared to some I've had, relatively good. So these components I'll buff around, and I'll do the sides. It's very rough up in here in both sides of the horns. The back, like I've already done, is great. The front is relatively nice. They did a really nice job. Didn't go in there. So I'm gonna have to probably go in here by hand. Okay, so here we go. I've taped up the edge of the F-hole. So for those of you who are newish and haven't seen my older video that I did on my Firefly 335, you know, they're close to the hole here, so I don't really have to play with the strings and all the other stuff to pull them back through. I think I'm going to be able to get them just here. I have to hold it with my finger though, because it is turning the whole pot inside. See if I can get that loose and stop it from turning. Yes, the thumb did it. This one's probably going to be the same way. This is an 11mm nut on these pots. Alright, let me see if I can get with the other hand. Stop it from turning that way. Yep, it's gonna go. Alright. Easier to get the washer with that. Now, I'm going to get them both out or down. There we go. Alright, so I'm going to drop them down. A lot of wires going to this thing. More than I would expect. Okay. See if I can get it out through this hole. Take a look at it. How did they... And this is why you have to protect your F-hole, because you've got to get that out through there, and sometimes you're going to scratch things up. So, to see the really bigger job, you know, go back and take a look at my old 335 videos I did work on. B500K. That's what it should be. Now, except for the fact that pins 1 and 2 are reversed. How did they do this? Okay, this is 1 and that's 2. Okay, all right, those two are together. So I got to swap these two. Now it's extremely short, and they bent that. Oh, I've never seen anybody do this before on one of these types of pots. Oh, there's a nut with no lock washer or star washer underneath. That'll stop it from turning if you can get that done. They twisted this lug all the way back and bridged it with the body. I've never seen that done before. Usually there's just a, you know, a jumper, and you got a ground tab right here. All right, so they jumpered the centers together, going to ground. And what else did they do? So the green is hot. The black, what did they do with it? Oh geez, they soldered it to the back of the pot. Oh man. They soldered all kinds of stuff to the sides of the pots. Well, it could have been nicer. So this is going to be a little bit more than I thought. Because this is too short to come here now, so I'm going to have to take that ground off. I'm going to have to take this one off, move it to the other side. Oh yeah, way more work than I thought, which means I'm probably going to need a little robot in here to help me with some stuff as well, maybe. And oh, get the iron going. Oh yeah, I bet you they did something similar to the other one. Yeah, this is unexpected to have all these shields. Well, the common for the pickup and all the shields grounded to the side of the pot. I would normally make this one the ground, and I would take them all to this point, and I would take this lug to the bottom, which would make it common, which is a bit cleaner. Darn. I thought I was just going to have to swap 2 wires here between 1 and 2. Not the case. So I'm going to ponder, get my iron hot, and we'll take a look at it when I get back. Okay, so I rewired the first switch, and I also added a trailing resistor down here for the split, and I put my standard jumper between this pin 1 going to ground and using it as a common for the shields. And with the help of my air bridge, which is down here just out of sight, I have been able to determine that the split works okay. Now we got to get this back down and underneath and back up in the hole. Since it's so close, it's not that hard usually to grab that. And get a finger under there somehow. Straighten it up. Got the push-pull here to help you hold it up, so get that on there. Try to get a nut on there to snug it in. To place. Now, this is number 1. Let's see how much torque I can get on it. Holding it with that finger. That's pretty good. You know, well, it actually helps to hide the wire a little bit by having it all turned that way. At least that one turned out to do something. However, there is another gray wire on the neck pot that goes across there, down here in the bottom of that. It's just, what's it doing in there? I guess that's one of the gray ones that might come up and go through here into the into this cavity going up to the switch. So it's going to have to stay. Now let's see if we can get this one out. There are a lot of wires on the side here, which are going to try to stop me from getting this out. And this is why you tape these things, because there's always rough edges. And I really hate the way they soldered all these things. Alright, so you wiggle, try to get it out the easiest way possible. Whew, little wires. There's the pickup wire right there. That's going probably to the switch. Yeah, so Again, we've got the green, and the pickup is going to be the hot. Well, they did the same trick over here. So it's a repeat of everything I did before. I was able to leave this one on the back of the pot. Remove this one, cut a little bit more of the shield insulation off of here so that I could make it reach down here. So the first thing will be to get the sides off. Get the sides off, try not to break anything. What happened to my robot? Oh, here he is. It was a great help here before. Pull the switch and see if I can get him into a position where it can hold it for me. Yeah, okay. Like that. Maybe like this. Yeah, that'll be a little bit better. Alright, oh, my soldering iron went to sleep, which it does, to conserve energy or to save the tips or some such thing. But when you haven't touched it for I don't know how many minutes, it goes to sleep. And we're back. So, where's my sucker device? Where's my sucker device? It's ready. Just add a tiny little bit there. And then we're going to try to pull the shield off of there as it melts. And we got the shield. Okay. Now, the rest of the solder we're going to try to suck off the side, clear the lug. I've got garbage cans on both sides of me so I can clean my sucker. In that garbage can with my left hand. Alrighty, let's see if I can just bend this lug back away from the ground. Got it. Got it. I'm just going to bring that one back out to the front. We'll do the same thing with that one as we did with the other one, which is to put my own ground to the bottom of the pot. I'm not going to frail in the neck because I think the neck is okay. When it's split, it's not as thinnish. So this yellow has to go to pin 3, and this green and yellow has to go to that one. So this yellow and shield, got to make sure you don't get them mixed up. So I'm just going to put a mark on this one to know that this one was from the middle and it's got to go there. So now I know. So I almost got the gray ones mixed up on the other pot. Okay, I'm going to remove this one as well. Robot, can you get around there for me? Thank you. And there they are. Just going to grab that shield, see if it'll melt without any additional solder applied to it, and it's melting, and it's off. Okay. Now, wow. Alright, let me get this middle one off because it's a little bit short. Now this one should just come right off because they were just kind of like tacked on. Like that. Alright, so that's the one I'm going to lose down in there. If it, right. Okay, actually it's going to be a little bit better. I'm going to take this piece of tape that I have there. Hold that right there so I don't have to fish for it after. Alright, so this one will end up going to the other side. Yeah. Messy. Very messy. When they hide it inside like that, it doesn't matter. Very messy. Here's number 2, straighten that up. 3, straighten that up. Alright. My little 22 gauge jumper wire that I always use for my ground. Just put a little tinning on the end of that wire. Make a hook. Hook it in. Snug it down. Bend it around. Give yourself some space. Like that. Strip the end. Just tin the end a tiny little bit. Don't leave any blobs of solder on there. So then we just have to make a 90 with that and stick it in the hole at the bottom of the pot. And bend it over. Like that. Alright, so now we can shape that. It'll be easier to move after it's all soldered as well. Yes, I can put solder on the bottom of that because I'm not adding anything there at the moment at all. No resistor going there this time. Now, all the shields will go there. Alright, let's get these two off of there. They should come off rather easily. Because they seem to have just tacked them on the surface. Yeah. They just kind of pop off like that. Which is okay. Now, these will have to go in the middle. So these two go in the middle. There's really not that much wire there on this one, and there's a bit of plastic on it as well. There we go. Wrong two. Okay, so I am okay with the length of the shield on this one going to there. What I want to do is just twist this shield up a little bit tighter and kind of make it a little bit stiffer so the strands don't come apart on it like that. So now this in the green must go to the center. This is going to be really close to my finger. Oh, there goes robot. Okay, now our other one that the tape is holding, am I going to have to, it's going to go over there. Where's it coming from? It's going to the tone pot. It's tied up in there somehow. That is a warning. 1 hour. I have to drive my granddaughter to work. So now that has to straddle across there. Looks like there's enough room, but I don't want this piece of shield to touch that center part. So I think I'm going to get a small piece of tubing to put on that. So when I say small, I mean small. I just need enough to make sure that the center does not touch, I should say that the shield does not touch the center lug. And that's just too long. I knew it was going to be off by a bit. Okay, that should do. Now, let me clean my iron and just snug this up a little bit. Like that. Alright. So all the shields can go on that side. I'm going to have problems getting that back in, am I not? Yeah, it has to go like that. This is pretty short. I'm going to twist it this way. Right, so let me get this one on first. Just get it in there. There we go. It's in the lug. Wait for it, wait for it, wait for it. Okay. I hadn't planned on showing any of this. Alright. We can get some solder on this ground terminal now. Yeah. Get your finger in there. And these two shields need to go together. On that lug. Right there. If only the robot could hold that for me. I wonder if it can. Robot, come here, buddy. Can you hold that there? Are you alright? Yeah. I like talking to my robot. Treat him right. Oh, I lost one of those shields. Lost one of the shields. Alright, so now we gotta heat that up and melt it in. Like that. Wait for it. Let go, Robbie. Check all the connections. There's some little fray here on this shield. Or that's actually not the shield. It's actually not the shield. Signal wire. I'm just going to touch that up. Ah, shit, it melted it even more. Those little wires, man, I tell you. The little wires, I tell you. Oh, it's under the shield. Yeah, damn. Off she comes again. Come on. There. All right. We melt that back on to the end. Alrighty. Neck. Can you see this? Come on. The half's off. The half is on. Good. Oh, turn it up. Tone is off. All right. Here's the real test. That one up. Yep. Okay. Working as prescribed. Can we get the sucker back in there? All right. That's the electrics. Get back to you.